Hello YouTube. So today we continue the main story that I left yesterday. So yeah, let's not waste any time and just continue our main story. If I remember, we were going to with, I mean, Stixia, Stacia, or whatever that name was. So we are going there with Castries. Let's see what happens there.
This place is rich with the sweet scent of flowers. Can we stay here for a while longer?
Where did she go?
It's you again.
So let's go. And let's continue our main story.
Hey, friend! Is the debate finally over? Did you win?
The upper hand is ours. We managed to win ourselves safe. Okay, yeah. Trailblazer really funny. Okay.
What a glorious defeat! You sure know how to look on the bright side.
Wait, how is she talking like in full sentences now and not like mem whatever?
Well, moving on. I was hard at work even while you were at the debate.
Okay, what were you
I
doing?
borrowed a mountain of books from Cass to see if I could find a way to solve your problem. Let's see. Only 32 books to go.
Well, get to work.
Really? Oh, that's fantastic news. I knew it. Hard work always pays off. Especially if... I feel like a huge burden has finally been lifted off my shoulders.
We saved you 32 books of reading.
Why are my eyelids so...
Sleepy. There's nothing more we can do for now. Let's get some rest.
You're right. Then I'll go.
Poof, she's just gone like that. Good night, Aokima. Okay, looks like we are not going to Stixia yet.
Cass? What a surprise.
Lady Treeby,
Is something troubling you?
no matter how breathtakingly beautiful Styxia once was, the place is now the domain of the departed. I don't want to have...
Has anyone told you that your eyes are...
Is that a figure?
In the past, when you did smile once in a while, all of us could see that your heart remained troubled even as you smiled.
Lady Treeby, you know perfectly well that see you tomorrow is nothing but a white lie. I hope your toughness is not a mask hiding a lonely heart.
Cass, you hardly ever talked of your past. None of us knows what you went through, apart from Maggie. But we know it must have been filled with pain and hardships. As it is the fate every Chrysoceres, we are just happy for you that the core flame you're meant to inherit...
Isn't it a little too soon to say that?
But you already know where tomorrow is. There's no need to rely on anyone else. Just give it your all and leave no regrets. We have always believed that your embrace is just as warm as everyone else's, because we embrace others to comfort them. And Cass,
Thank you, Lady Treby. This feeling... It's hard to put into words. I suddenly found myself with so many wishes.
then go do it, Cass. Trian was actually working on a surprise gift for you. It's a pity she didn't get to finish it. But now Trinan and I are working on it, and we'll make sure to give it to you. So, let's meet back here when you return from Styxia. Safe.
It's me. I hope I didn't wake you. I'm glad to see you're as full of life as ever. I'm here because of private matters, actually. If it isn't too much to ask, I'd really like it if you could come along with me to retrieve something.
Manual labor.
Not to worry, it's nothing heavy. It isn't a long way from here. Shall we?
Let's go.
I'd love to. Have you heard? Seems like
Can you run a little faster?
The streets are packed.
I want to vote! Tell me how I can vote!
Take your ceramic shard engraved with the Kefali rune. Select the Council of Elders in your heart, and pray silently until the shard registers your choice.
The Council of Elders? More like the Council of Buffoons! The Black Tide took my hometown long ago! Who are they kidding with bringing back Erechrysia? It's all a shame to create their own Erechrysia in Occam.
The Titans are just. So long as we do not overstep our bounds again, we will not
Oh, please. The time when these deranged Titans should have vacated their spot to the demigods is long overdue. You'll see soon enough, you old fogey.
And I pray that Talanton smacks some sense into you with their scales. We shall see how this turns out.
That was quite a spectacle. You're interested in that? Well, you'll feel right at home in Akama then. To this day, I still find it almost unreal that Akama is the only place illuminated by light amidst the crumbling ruins of Amphorius. And its people are even holding votes to wreck this peaceful sight is making me forget that this is the end times. Before coming here, I had lived for many years in Idonia, a city of rime and frost. The people there were devotees of Thanatos, and were well known for their unique burial rites and traditions. Traditions that I played a major role in. Yes. You now know me as the Mortician of Akama, but back in those days, I was Idonia's Maiden of War. I was trudging across the frosty plains on my own when the Idonians found me. They saw the curse in me as a blessing from Thanatos, and believed that my hands could correct the Erechrysia's mistake and lead them to meet the great god of death. They provided I was expected to grant merciful deaths to war captives, prisoners bound for execution, and heroes alike.
So it's like she's talking about that animated short that was released recently. End of life care. Yes.
Yes, No matter how kind or cruel the means, nothing can change the essence. Taking away someone's life is never worthy of religious worship. I can't do it. Their voices, they pierce my...
Ah, I know that feeling, child. But you must respect those walking towards death. Just like how you should respect yourself as the Holy Maiden granting humans glory.
What you're asking me to do is no better than the task of an executioner. No matter the titles, I am still taking away human life.
This won't be the first time that Edonia's fanatical nether warriors have faced death. On the contrary, recruits new to the battlefield often run away from their first death. Is the mightiest and gravest power in this world. The fact that you can wield...
That's such a...
Then let me tell... In Idonia, the great swords commonly used by executioners are called Draconian. In memory of... The sword has 3 air holes along its body. If the sword is swung down swiftly and accurately, the holes would make no sound, and the executed would also depart this world quickly. But should the executioner have any hesitation, the holes would produce a piercing whistle. On that cue, the screams of the executed. Every executioner after Dracon is to hone their sword skills every day in preparation of future executions. Every swing of their blade must be more pain for the dying. You misunderstand. I'm asking you to consider the source of the dead's suffering and use that knowledge to fortify your future touches with more and more determination. Go, walk with the dead, and love them as you love life.
Please!
Okay, now this is a hard choice. This is literally red. A gentle touch or... No, I can't
This
do it.
is your duty. Remember, consider the source.
Thank you.
I can't.
If you cannot learn to accept death, then I don't. This is your last chance.
No! Please.
Yeah, there's literally no way. You have to.
No!
May you gain some insights through his sacrifice.
Is...
No. This is just the beginning of your life.
You executioner! Holy Maiden!
Go. Grant.
Thank...
Do it then, executioner.
curse you to live in eternal pain.
Please. When will this ever end?
Come.
What are you trying to do?
I have aged. The time has come for me to the final resting place.
You're not that old yet. You still have many.
No. For I have come to fear my... Castoris. Will you... Child, it was I who brought you here. From the frosty plains, and set your farcical fate in motion. I've always known that you have doubts, and even anger about my faith. Indeed. We essentially... Yet you can end any sinful life with just a touch.
I'll never do that. It doesn't matter how lightly the Idonians take death, or how readily they accept it.
I've taught you and cared for you as my own daughter all this time because of this blessing that's been with you since you... In the eyes of an Idonian, death is the end of all life. A destination. You can only live your life to the full. And when you do, even if you eventually leave Idonia's protection, even if you must carry the curse...
No!
Come now. It's time. Show me that you are a fitting holy maiden. Come now. It's time. I've already taught you all that I know. Show me that you are a fitting...
Time to mix things up!
Life is not so... Darkness with me! Existence is unity. May death protect us! This was the last time I followed her command. I gently... The executioner, who had seen too much death, died the same way as everyone else. I gasped. Elder Amunet, the person who tried to teach me about death, ultimately vanished like dew in the morning mist. She spent her life embodying... I have nothing but respect. I erected a cenotaph in her honor in the marshes outside Idonia's city walls with the others I had laid to rest. It was a long, long journey. I heard so many discussions about death along the way. Life finds meaning in death. It seems the most terrible darkness in this world. Everyone talks about its heavy weight. Some resist it. How did a disappeared titan become the deepest fear of humankind? And why do they haunt my dreams? I continued my travels to seek an answer. Initially, I was running away. I just want to know if my touch, if my embrace, can I make anything? Can I?
I don't want to die. Please, I'm begging you, just let me go. I don't want to die, please. I don't want mercy. Okay, so like it's just let me go. Are they gonna show us the whole animated short? It's going to be so sad to watch
icy hands.
that whole thing again. Yeah, they're just gonna show the whole thing. Oh my god, bro. This is just traumatizing. She's so small, and what are they making her do? Tina, hi, welcome to the stream. She's so small. Oh my god. And what are they making her do?
End its suffering.
No.
The Reaper has blessed your hands. Only you can grant them peace.
This is so traumatizing to watch. This part is even sad. She literally can't touch anything.
Embrace death. Walk alongside it.
And there's gonna be this part again. It oh my god, I this part. Oh no, I'm gonna cry, bro. No. And then it's this part. This is even sad.
Is
No.
that you, Casteress?
Yep, that's her.
All of them have gone, heeding death's summon, crossing into their domain. I must go too. I don't fear it, just I have some regrets. Watching people leave this world again and again, it must be lonely for you. You must want to desperately embrace them before they go.
Yes,
I can't.
she
These
can't.
hands, they're too cold.
She don't mind.
But big sister Castoris, your hands are so warm. Just like anyone else's. So go on. Don't hold back.
Give me
This
a warm
animated short. Oh my god. Why did they have to show me this again? The whole thing. Okay, it's over. Tina, hey, by the way, are you done with the main story yet? Or are you still like
Can hands like
in
these
the middle of it?
really be warm?
I'm not sure what this deer is here. I mean, I know it just represents something, but I'm not sure what exactly. I didn't get it when I like
On the day
watched
that
it on the
Ornix's trial
YouTube.
ended, you must have had many questions. I
Yes.
felt just as confused. Why, as someone from beyond the sky, were you so cruelly dragged into Amphorius's fate? I wished I could take action, but no matter how hard I try, I cannot simply interact with the living as ordinary people do. Even when we brushed against each other unintentionally in the grove. And it was obvious that nothing had happened. When an almost unattainable hope finally welled up in my heart. When I thought that perhaps my touch would no longer bring Tsar fate declared to me. It wasn't that the curse of death had finally been lifted, but that your soul no longer belonged to this world. And there was nothing left for my hands to take.
Yes.
Nothing.
The Trailblazer was already dead.
And did I
So
really think this time would be any different? It's not that I don't understand this reality. Just that I'm unwilling to accept it. Having walked such a long road, I am still unable to find the answer to life and death. I am resigned to eternal anything I wish to hold on to. Death will inevitably wrest from my grasp. From that moment on, I lacked the courage to confirm it again. Until Ornyx laid bare the cruel truth before us.
what truth exactly?
But now, perhaps I might have one last chance. Long ago, Trinan read a prophecy to me. At the end of the Sea of Flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, there shall be eternal separation. I found no surprise in it, for her words sounded not like a foretelling, but a perfect embraces in this world are born of reunions. Yet, my touch speaks only of farewells. In that moment, I had no doubt that this destiny would weave itself through the entirety of my... And yet, things have taken a turn for the better. Now that I can finally have an audience with Thanatos, I have no reason, for your sake. With that, I won't have any regrets. Let's put that aside for the moment. I want to retrieve a small gift I specially prepared for you. I made it myself, like the trinket I gave Lady The journey to seek an audience with the Death Titan cannot be an easy one. I want to make full use of every moment I...
A brooch with my face on.
No, it isn't. You'll
Yeah,
know
I
when you
guess
see it.
that much.
Look, it's right there. Huh? Where did it go? What's going on?
Someone left something. I hope the gift wasn't expensive. Did you get into trouble with some phantom thing?
I am not some corrupt grown-up.
Yeah, you know.
What's this? The coin of
Cipher,
Zagreus
okay.
and
This is
a
literally
slate.
cipher. Even I know. Yes, it's her.
So,
Holy moly, a kitty thief.
no doubt about it. This is her favorite symbol. It's a lady's cipher, the demigod of Zagreus whom Lady Aglaia had spoken of. She's a master thief who's left legendary tales all over Amphorius.
So, can we see Cypher in this story quest?
So many years have passed, yet she's still announcing herself in such a... Let's just do as the slate says, and look for ladies...
Is she gonna make an appearance in this quest?
Look, it's right there.
There seems to be a new show in the bats today.
We must pursue her. Huh? This is a trick she left for us. She's incorrigible. Follow. This is how it should be. We must pursue her.
Hi, Cypher. If this drama truly is her, appears to be quite content. This will be 3 parts sincerity, 3 parts approval, 3 parts triumphant. Grey mystery you will lost if you take this seriously. So the Dromos is a cat. What did you just go? Hi, Cypher.
Lady Cypher, please
Where is
come
she?
on out.
You're still careless as ever. Shouldn't you keep such a precious...
Since you know it's a gift for someone else, please give it back to me. Stop hiding.
Now, since I know it's a gift, that just means I need to milk its worth. The children of the wind never stay for long in one place.
She's gonna milk its
Unless
worth.
Your
Nice.
offer is tempting enough to steal the wind. What say you?
Name your price. I'll give you however much you want.
Huh? Why? If you don't want the money, I will gladly it off your hands. Princess homebody.
Princess Homebody. Why don't you two come over to my place? It'll make a better venue for proper business discussions. You can find where I live through the...
Piece of cake. I can do that even if I can only.
Alright, I'll see you there. Everyone cool with me collecting a deposit before we reach an agreement, right?
Red text. I literally. Okay, I can read it here. The duty has been stolen.
She's incorrigible.
Princess homebody, by the way.
Does it really work? Over here! Over here! No, not that way! This way! Come on. If I really wanted to hide, you'd never find me.
There she is. Oh. Okay, I love the design already.
So relax, you two. No need to get your hackles up. I'm not that scary, am I? Meow.
That meow. Okay. That's some real nice kitty, right? Ew, what kind of plastic character that meows has a This is so accurate.
No way. Some people might have been into that a millennium ago, but it's long since gone out of style. Loosen up, buddy. Shall we get down to business?
Give me the jewelry piece first. Or everything's off the table.
And my dew of divine blood. With jewelry?
The materials are nothing to wow at, but the workmanship is superb as always. You're still skilled as ever, even after all this.
Mind your own business.
Oh, come now. Don't be so upset. Look, isn't the view here just great? You can see what everyone is doing and where they're going, and they won't even know you're here. Now that we've broken the ice, let's get to the point. Everything I've said so far has been a joke. I'm inviting you two here for 3. 1. The seamstress found me and wants me to take you to Styxia to look for the Death Titan. 2. The Council of Elders also found me and wants me to make
Okay,
sure the
now
core flame of Thanatos ends up in their hands.
That's some serious thing. You're that famous? Having your finger in both pies. Yeah.
And last but not least, I'm telling you that I'm not interested in doing either of those things.
Okay. So what?
Don't go look for the Death Titan. The end.
she, she just made the easiest choice.
Well, this is some high quality stuff. And this room is full of it. How much are these worth, Did you get all this through that Aranova gimmick?
Some of it is family fortune, while the rest came from my business as a dressmaster. Don't liken the flame chase work to your shady dealings.
Wow. I should have busted down your door instead of going around like a thief. Well, spill. Why are you giving me so much
Payment for doing work. You're worth this much.
Did you forget my stance to all this? I thought I made myself
You wish to run away. Run away from your responsibilities, from the prophecy, and from your destiny. You shall walk with greed. I understand this prophecy weighs on you immensely. That is why I have never approached the demigod of trickery for running, but I need you right now.
You know, maybe the gods got your tongue with their golden threads, Aglaya. I'm not here. Give me a reason why you're bowing your noble head to...
We lost Trian.
Oh.
The divine power of passages is running out. I need another demigod to escort Castor.
Oh, I get it now. You're sending Casterus to her death. And you want me to die with her.
She is so confident in this line.
This is Castorus's own request.
She brought this up herself? You're not pulling my leg.
She's also made up her mind to leave her as will you, Cypher. When you finally make up your...
Don't be so sure. Time is hard in the likes of you and I. But Castress remains pure as driven snow. She can always turn back before the end, you know? Maybe she'll remember Trian's sacrifice. Maybe she'll remember the countless martyred Chrysos heirs. Maybe she'll remember... Tell you what. Why don't I take this room of treasures as a security deposit? And we make a bet.
Security
Go
deposit.
on.
I bet she'll change her mind and turn back. Now, if I lose, I'll do what you want me to do. Return this deposit to you. Plus, giving you another room full of treasures. How does that sound?
You sound like you have all the confidence in the world.
Yeah.
In that case, let's make a pact with those conditions.
In conclusion, I want to win. So I hope you two can give up on going to Styxia.
No.
I'll give all the treasures in that room to you. And you can split it between yourselves, however you want. What do you think?
No thanks. I'm almost dead, but use do I... Yeah, exactly. The currency I use isn't the same as the one in... Yeah, that is a point too. Maybe I should consider... Nah.
I decline. If we don't find the Death Titan,
Oh?
I can't go into the details, but we have...
I really... Princess, homebuddy. You keep talking about needing to find Thanatos, about getting rid of your curse, and you don't care about anything else. But did you ever live for your own pleasure?
What are you trying to...
I'm saying, contrary to your beliefs, Aglaya didn't take you in just so you can die for her Aranova.
The flame chase journey walks hand in hand with sacrifices. Isn't that why you're always running away from
Yeah,
Lady Aglaya?
isn't that why?
Fine. Never mind. We all have our own problems. I ain't gonna say anything anymore. It's not... But listen to me. Styxia is no tourist destination. Sure, The treasure's buried in there, yet I've never been there. And I never plan to. Because even a demigod can't be sure they can walk out of that place alive. And now I'm supposed to escort you to Styxia.
Pay.
Sure. Pay up.
Pay up. Yes. I will give you however much you want. Is ripping people of the authority of Zagreus. Yeah.
You know, you're not wrong. At least it's part of my responsibility.
I don't like this.
Her face.
However,
She looks so disappointed.
I have lived a longer life than most people. Though I'm not as good at doing business as Lady Aglaya,
Then how are you going to live the rest of your life?
then I'll give you 90. No,
89.
80%.
Yeah, she's in.
Well, don't mind if I do. 80% of Castrus's savings and a bottle of dew of divine.
Yeah, this part. I'll show you who's the boss once I've recovered with full HP.
I'm so scared. Can you even catch my tail?
Try me.
Here. Catch.
Get it, Trailblazer.
Be careful with that!
Okay, holy, this is so pretty. Wait, it's a ring. Oh my god. It's a ring Castris is planning to give us. Nice.
A minor change in plans, though. Don't go to the bath tomorrow. Come look for me at Akama's city gate.
So, why are you changing the meeting place?
Oh, nothing really. Just a bit scared of the seamstress's frosty face. I wouldn't stay a second longer in Akama if it... Well, now that we've struck a deal, why don't I give you guys a... It's gonna be a long...
How exactly did she give us the lift? Next day, so are we going to Styxia now?
The story of the Christ.
Sound lingers.
Bright and sunny.
You're here.
No need, I already told her. You sure know how to put me in a spot, Casterus. I need to travel with you, but I can't touch you. What a bother.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just teasing. Don't take it to heart. Did you know that the legends say you have to put an obol into the mouth of the dead or over their eyes if you want them to successfully cross the River of Souls and enter the Nether Realm? That's the fairy fare for entering the Nether Realm. However, I honestly won't ask you to pay this time. I'll pay. And then we'll just...
Just how much have you swindled Castries? You sure have when it doesn't cost you anything. We already paid you so much.
Don't worry. It's not a lot.
I think it's a lot.
Alright, pass me the coin. It's time to get the gods' powers going. A fleet-footed trip to the Netherrealm, here we come. Oh, one last thing before we go. I gotta give you this piece of advice. Especially to you, Princess Homebody. You can't catch the wind by waiting. You only live once. So make the... Get ready. Be steady. Hi, your turn. Don't be nervous. After all, it'll be gone in the blink of an eye.
Yo, what was that?
All done. Bye.
She is so fast. She literally teleported us like... Holy, oh my god. She runs.
Are you feeling all right?
I swear she was speeding. Yeah, she definitely was. Yeah.
She's the demigod of trickery. When she flips the coin of whimsy into the air, she gains incredible speed that lets her travel anywhere in an instant.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just like how she clearly had no intention of lingering here for even a second longer. We can only depend on ourselves for the rest of the way.
Don't worry. Mem's here to help.
Can you teleport too?
Being cute isn't my only forte. I'm strong too.
This is Styxia, the city of dragons and waves. Anaxa hypothesizes that the missing Thanatos is somewhere in these ruins.
Okay, then let's go find
This is
it.
the land of their birth. Or perhaps of their death.
I know this one. They returned whence they came. How would we find them?
Anaxa had used a secret alchemical art to temporarily fuse his soul with Circe's and Kephae. And when he was on the verge of death, he was pulled by Thanatos and caught a glimpse of the flowing river of souls. This alchemy, considered a sacrilegious act, might actually make the souls of mortals and titans attract each other. Even though Thanatos has been missing for 1,000... This alchemy, considered a sacrilegious act, might actually make the souls of mortals and titans attract each other. 1,000 years, and even their followers haven't been able to find them.
Oh, so are we going to use that Philosopher's Stone to conjure the...
I guess that's the only way. The only leads we have now are the name of this city and the fairy tale about the dragon.
Thanatos is even more mysterious than I am.
Indeed. Even one as erudite as Anaxa could only point us to this place, and no further. We will be entering the unknown as soon as we take our first steps. But that won't be the first time in my long journeys. I believe that, rather than standing still, taking action is by far the better option.
Go back whence you came. Go back. Ahead lies the realm of the dead. What a beautiful butterfly.
This is a eulogistic butterfly. They are found in places where many in Idonia, some think of them as manifestations of Thanatos' benevolence. By turning the lingering obsessions of the deceased into these creatures, it is as if others think of them as Thanatos' messengers that guide the departed.
The second theory sounds more believable. After all, the things they're saying are rather, direct.
Perhaps. But the fact that we're able to hear their whispers proves that. These shadowy figures. Are they illusions reflected by the River of Soul?
Mommy told us to go ahead first, but 1, 2, 3. I don't. Perhaps Mommy will be back once you finish counting. 1, 2, 3.
Strange. For reflections in the River of Souls, they seem oddly
Do you want to buy?
Huh? He can see us?
Wait. I'm not selling my fish to living people. You lot are too shameless. Buying fish without pay.
Could it be that you?
So,
But there aren't any.
other fish. I can only.
Apologies. I don't have much in the way of savings, but perhaps there's another way for me to please relax. May you fall asleep peacefully.
This.
I knew it. These people aren't illusions. They're the souls of the. They're supposed to reach the end of the West Wind by floating down the River of Souls. Yet they have floundered. Did Thanatos reject them? Or perhaps they didn't really. I have no idea. This circumstance is completely unprecedented. Hang on. Didn't he say more living people? So that means, could it be that these souls are stuck here due to someone's deceit?
If something is done out of goodwill, are you really gonna call it deceit?
Who's that?
Goodwill? I can't see anything good out of.
Whose voice?
Wait a
Who's
minute.
that? Wait, Cypher is here?
Lady Cypher?
That's me.
Are you dead?
I still belong to the land of the living as of now. Thank you very much.
Could it be that you are the living being that those souls met?
I couldn't take their behavior anymore. So I stole some things here and made up some lies there. Just trying to give them something to look forward to, you know?
Yeah, she's literally stealing from the dead. What?
It's because of vile living creatures like you that we're being misunderstood by all of them.
What else am I supposed to do? You can see the mess this place is in. These poor souls are denied by the Netherrealm. So now they're stuck in a few brief moments of their life. Did you see those two blacksmiths on the way? They've been here for as long as the sun's been around, wailing over and over.
Then why have you come back?
Hey, I'm not here to aid your adventure. I hate water more than anything else in this world. Especially that. But, I just discovered some stuff before I left. And I reckon you should know about it. It's about that boy who defied death.
Lord Mighty?
Oh, right! That's his name. Well, now you know. As for whether that info is actually you... So long, Princess.
Huh? She disappeared?
Lady Cypher has always been a free spirit. If Lord Mighty is also somewhere along the river shoals right now, then he will certainly become our signpost. After all, he's different from those wandering souls.
Don't worry. It's time for me to Ornyx's rune of recollection is nearby. Use prayers to return the river to before it got flooded. Hey, over here!
Ornyx's miracle has appeared.
Amazing! It's like we're inside a giant bubble. Even the river got parted.
There are wandering souls of the deceased here as well. We must first return to the present before.
Ah, by the looks of it, you must be the foreign warriors that the Queen had mentioned, right? Since the current campaign requires the utmost care, I wasn't able to make time to welcome all of you. Please.
Foreign warrior?
A priestess, a warrior, and a divine beast. You look identical.
And oh darn, no healer on this day. Yes.
A campaign? Who are you campaigning against?
Nobody knows. As of the scouts that went ahead, only one has managed to return. He says that the land ahead is a forbidden land that should not be approached, as it is the doorway between the nether. As for the rest of the scouts, they've completely lost. While there is still dissension within the city, the scholars agree that this calamity was so unprecedented that it...
An unprecedented calamity.
It seems that you have indeed heard about this. Well, death is just one of the possibilities. It's too early to come to a definitive...
A world that has never seen death. Looks like these people lived in the era Chrysia. May I ask, where is the scout who managed...
So he returned to Styxia. He only had enough left in him to last no more than half a day. However, he said that he witnessed the demonic specter of an evil dragon at that treacherous land. The apparition opened its giant maw and devoured everything in sight.
Styxia. An evil...
It all sounds rather familiar.
Sir, could I ask how the Queen and...
The Queen? By the looks of it...
Oh, it's the same lines. Looks like he's still trapped in the moments before his death.
Leave it to me. Sir, the war ended long ago.
Styxia. This cannot stand! Newcomers! Hurry!
Oh, looks like it's difficult for this gentle...
Sir, I am the Maiden of War, sent here by the Queen herself.
Maiden of War?
Don't worry. I'm typically...
Cass...
I'm fine. Is this a remnant?
Well then, why should I place my trust in Holy Maiden from afar?
Wait, I don't quite understand what you're trying...
Since the prophecy has already pronounced your name as Chrysos' heir of death, Okima ought to treat you as an esteemed guest. However, you seem to have no intentions of concealing your involvement with the Council of Elders, while most likely being aware of my issues against them.
I cannot deny your claim. It was the Council that offered this room to me, and they had only one request. They want the curse of death to... I was agreeable.
But why?
I am unable to rid myself of this innate curse. However, from this day onward...
I see. So that is how they have shifted the heavy responsibility of granting death over to me. If I ever become obsessed with executing people, they will then...
And yet, you seem to...
That's because the fate that we were born with is a burden far heavier than that of an individual's life. I've woven many unforeseen events into the tapestry of fate. Tidy up your precious garments and come with me. Akima welcomes you, Casterus.
I didn't think we'd find vestiges of memory here. Maybe they've got...
Perhaps. But I do not need a reminder from them. Indeed. While my relationship with the Council has always been quite... ambiguous, I really want... But... why would this memory appear right now?
Could these dead monsters actually be...
If Lady Cypher is to be...
Why are the Black Tide monsters here too?
Even Thanatos wouldn't be able to accept Black Tide monsters into their... These traces seem to suggest that anybody who trespasses upon... Since the realm of the dead must remain peaceful, it's imperative that we please stay back. Let me deal with these enemies. Eternal. All will be swept away by the wind.
How's this taste?
Root here. As you wish.
Friends? Indulge yourselves!
Me wandering, the path ahead is blocked by the River of Souls again.
In that case, let's go back to the past. This miracle sure is handy. If Don Hung was around, he'd definitely be able to raise the waters of the River of Souls into the sky.
If Lady Hycelens was still alive, I think she might be able to do that too. You seem to be able to discern both the past and the future.
Sound lingers. Oh, this place. Must have been a beautiful courtyard in the past.
Please excuse me. I am but a scholar from a distant land who had the misfortune of falling...
This one seems to know...
Oh, I was merely speculating. And you...
I'm sorry. I cannot bring you back to life. However...
I'm well aware of that. That's because I didn't fall into the River of Souls.
Why?
If you could see the life I've led, then you would not reproach me so. But I did not expect things to stay the same even in death. What a joke. In escaping my mortal life, I've entered a millennium of pain instead. Circe's above.
I'm sorry. I'm also...
Circe's above. What cowards humans are.
so powerful.
That's all right, Holy Maiden. Circe's above. Does this count as thinking till the moment I die?
I have seen too many farewells. Her distress is quite commonplace. There are those who will end their lives over what seems to be the smallest of... For some people, this but I...
Cass?
Yes, because when placed under time's vast scales, This is a wish that I've held for almost a millennium. My mind might have changed once upon a time if people managed to strike up a friendship with me. But I've never been more firm in my conviction. Now that I've learned about your near-death state.
Wow. This place is so broken stairs, blocked paths. This place is gonna... do we need to enter that doorway to climb even higher? There seems to be a person.
But how should we get up there? The path is blocked yet again.
Oronix's 8 always appears in times like this. How convenient. Look, there's even a platform lift over there. A chest of the past has been left behind, but none of its treasures remain inside. Wait, what if the miracle suddenly loses its effect?
Mem, do you really want me to answer that?
Don't come near me!
Huh? Why does he look so panicked? Or is he actually scared of his own
There's no need to be alarmed. We're just passing by the area.
You have a point. While this might once have been the royal vault, it's since been plundered empty. So please, go away.
You've misunderstood us. We simply heard your shouts as we were passing by, then decided to come over to find out what happened.
My goodness. I'm sorry to have bothered you. I merely saw Wait a minute. You seem to be quite different from him.
It's a long story.
Thanatos?
Is it possible that he's also living in the era of
Death. Could it be that you are here?
Pollux. Is that the embodiment of No. Death?
Pollux is... Wait, what? Dragon. Pollux.
According to the warriors under the Centurion's command, that evil dragon has been dead for quite a while. The curse that condemns people to death, but they saw a girl within the dragon's embrace, and she is the true Reaper.
Okay.
Pray tell, where is that girl right now?
Who exactly is that? Her sister?
I've heard that the Queen spared no effort in bringing her back to the castle. Her Majesty intends to control all of Amphorius with this unprecedented pass for whether this rumor is true.
You have my thanks for the invaluable please. Treat this touch.
Thank you.
This is his...
Then you granted him death? That isn't like you.
I did it out of sympathy, believing that I wouldn't be racked with agony.
Sympathy? Sympathy for that youth who triumphed in every...
That young man was favored by Talantin, who taught him a move that will defeat any mortal enemy with a single blow. He could rely on that move to always achieve victory during Era Chrysia. However, now that death has descended upon the mortal realm, that divine swordplay also means he can send others to death at will.
You feel that he's similar?
Yes. Since he can never be inferior to others in martial combat, that's why he approached me and pleaded.
You are perhaps feeling lost from making your peace with death in so abrupt a manner.
I've seen the people of Idonia stand tall and proud in the face of death. Even before the fated finale arrived, they were already content with the lives that they'd lived. They had such proud expressions. Expressions that made me believe death would be an insult to these mortals. If the concept is truly a power that a god had carelessly cast down upon the world, perhaps death's authority was never meant to exist in this world.
I won't refute your beliefs for now. But would you be interested? It's a fairy tale from foreign lands, told by the person who brought you to me. A tale told.
What? Wait, that means the girl born in the dragon's embrace, the personification of death these souls talked about. That's you, Cass?
What? So she is born from the dragon? What?
That means the girl born in the dragon's embrace, the personification of death these souls talked about. That's you, Cass?
What? Oh my god, what is going? Cast is born from a dragon.
I've already had an inkling for a while now. But my memories only begin after Aminet brought me to Idonia.
Don't look back. Keep moving forward. Always.
It's yet another
Oh, this is...
Living ones? Oh, did you hear about the great work that I'm doing here? And have thus arrived to give me the last...
Great work?
Have you heard of the great name of Pollux? During the Age of Myth, a time likely before your birth, I was the unsurpassed zenith of alchemy that none could reach. On the shoals of the River of Souls,
But didn't that dragon already bring death to the world?
Oh? Looks like you don't know. Well, it's true that the missing girl can grant death to mortals. Pollux, the one who delivered her onto this world, makes it so that humankind cannot die.
So... it's...
You and that dragon are you the two sides of the same coin? Well, that's what it looks like.
Well, it's true that the missing girl can grant death to mortals. Pollux, the one who delivered her onto this world, makes it so that humankind cannot die.
What did you
This is
figure out?
my guess. The deceased are supposed to drift down the River of Souls until they reach the end of the West Winds. But this River of Souls was blocked by Pollux's fall.
Okay.
That's right. That's why it's imperative that I bring the dragon back to the mortal realm and make it soar the skies again. I have long since prepared my alchemical... That final ingredient, the final sacrifice, is none other than the girl who lives out her days with death.
Huh? What's going on?
I know that I am no longer capable of carrying out that task. Take
This.
We had been inebriated in Fagusa's feast too long before we began to seek divine bestowed death, so that we could be freed from the whims of fate instead of summoning a supreme god. We encountered a monster that cut off the River of Souls. That detestable dragon Pollux denied all the dead from the gates of the Nether Realm. Unable to rest in peace, these departed spirits engulfed Styxia like a roaring tide. That child is the only person whom I managed to save. Born within the evil dragon's abdomen, she has possessed the talent of death since her birth. She must have been granted to us by the gods as a chance for us to atone for our sins. Please, you must nurture her to adulthood and prevent her from
I promise that I will care for her as a mother. That I will protect her from the evil.
By Fagusa above, as her mother. Please bless this child with a name before I am swept away by the River of Souls.
Oh, like how a transient raven butterfly, a fleeting papilio castor, perches on the twig of Castorus. That shall be her name.
That's where my name comes from?
The sound's back. What is making them?
Living ones, don't waste your time bickering. The Netherrealms are...
Black Tide creations, miss. Please fight them.
Be careful not to suffer the same fate as those Black Tide...
Everyone, hide behind me! As you wish.
How's this taste?
All will be swept away by the wind.
Compass, my friends. Indulge yourselves!
Embrace a new life.
Oh, there's so many of them. And how are we holding up?
In the mood for another beating? Time to mix things up.
Return to dust. May death protect us.
For the feast of strife. On their triumphant return.
Yo, what's my day doing here?
You?
Lord Mighty?
Pun intended. Pun unintended. My bad. You are adventuring the River of Souls too?
Lord Mighty. You've been through some tough battles once again.
That black tide is endless. I will find my path of return and go back.
Lord Mighty, I have hope.
I'm the one resisting it. I'll go against the current and kill my way out of this cursed nether realm. That is
Seems like he's completely focused on resisting the temptation of the dead's whispers. It seems his battlefield. Lord Mighty, we're headed for the Matrix inside that tower to summon Thanatos from.
Showing.
That's right. If we can work together and defeat them, you won't have.
Like the person who has brushed against death countless times.
Cass, are you sure you want to do this? The alchemist said he wanted you to be a sacrifice.
I'm not afraid. Rather than standing still, taking action is by far the better option. Perhaps fate might. Sound lingers. I've learned something.
I'm familiar, but I've never repaired.
If I was more powerful, I would be able to carry one person with each limb and fly the four of us to the others. The Rune of Recollection is here, but I can't find it. Oh, could it be in that collapsed tower? That sounds so weird. Forget it. Just shout for me when you need my... Got it! Just leave it...
Mem did it.
The pink squirrel is...
The miracle's range is limited. Please come a little closer.
Aren't I a good fit for Orynyx's priest?
Of course. You're the most competent priest ever. The alchemical matrix should be behind this door.
Wow, there are so many of you!
Okay, Trian is here as well.
It's little Cass and little Gray. Oh, there's also
Pink
little
puppy.
T and the pink puppy. Trian?
Dad?
This is... the first time I've encountered...
It really... just like the other departed spirits we've encountered along the way. I'm also unable to sense the aura of the living on Lady Trian.
Yup, you're right. Trian already knows that she'll not be able, but Trian believed that little Cass would eventually return, so Trian has been standing here at this spot closest to the world of the living and waiting.
Oh, it must have been...
But according to what Trian said, we're almost at the entrance of the Nether Realm. Trian promised Trevi and Trinan that when little Cass got here, Trian would get the gift ready and be the first person to run over. So, little Cass, we finally finished it.
Oh my god. She... Oh my... okay.
This is what Lady Trevi once mentioned. The gift for me. That you didn't manage to finish.
It's finished. What are you talking about?
The holy maiden of Janus. Even when separated by life and death.
Trian spent a lot of time drawing this. Trian hopes that little Cass likes it.
Yep.
Seriously, it's seriously a wonderful drawing. Lady Trian.
The way... Trailblazer's smile. That looks so funny. Wait, the way Maida is holding the line. What is this? Alexa like holding the gun.
This is...
Little Cass, we don't know what your journey was like before. Treeby has always said that it must have been a very... But little Cass no longer has anything to fear now. Because everyone is here with you.
Only now, when I see Lady Trian's gift, do I realize that I've already obtained so many things I would never have dared to dream. It's the first time I've gained so many companions. The first time I picked up the hobbies of crafting and photography. The first time I had dinner. The first time I wore a dress personally made by Lady Aglaya. The first time I went for a walk with Lady Treeby. Lady Trian. Looking back at all these experiences I never thought were possible. It feels as though the scales of my life had shrunk from centuries. I took countless photos in the past, but they're all black and white landscapes. I don't have a single one. If I had known, I would have...
Trian says yes! Trian likes little Cass, and would love to take a pic.
Sadly, being departed souls, our images cannot be captured in the...
I thought...
What? Are we seriously going to leave any room for regret?
There won't be. This vivid drawing surpasses any photograph from the world of the living.
Little Cass smiled. Treeby, Trinan, and Trian's wishes finally come true!
I remember you once said that fate is not the flowers that bloom at the end of the road, but where people tread beyond the gate. Thank you for bringing me the fight.
Gee, little Cass, why are you talking in riddles all of a sudden?
I have a feeling that soon, this gift of yours will become the key to saving Mrs. Light.
Wow, that's amazing! Then keep smiling and carry on bravely! Little Cass, little Gray, everyone, see you tomorrow!
Yes, see you tomorrow.
Lady Trian.
She's gone completely now? Okay, what's she doing back in the back?
The aura of this place. We have indeed reached the end. If I go any further, I might lose myself. I must leave now, for the black tide still wreaks havoc in the realm. I seek not to enter the door to the nether realm. Castorus, will you fulfill your duty for the flame chase?
I have yet to make my decision, Lord.
No matter. Make the choice your heart desires. I will continue to fight till I die. Then rise from death.
There is one more thing.
What is it?
Professor Anaxa may have deduced the principles behind the Era Nova. You and I
Yep, that is
may be
true.
reincarnated as strife and death in the next cycle, becoming calamities wreaking havoc upon the world.
Yeah.
I see.
to accept.
Do you have a strategy to shatter
I
She does.
haven't found it yet. Perhaps I never will.
Then, cease wasting your thoughts on futile matters. Control what little you can. And when fate's inescapable grasp comes, resist it with the strength of your mighty will.
Thank you, Lord Mighty. I will find the right decision.
In the name of strife, may you...
This must be the alchemical matrix the spirit mentioned. Let's see. We need to insert Aquila's sky and Nestia's love.
It seems our sweet Princess Homebody has made up her. In that case, seamstress, I suppose I no longer need to deliver your message. My time is rather precious.
Whether you wish to break free from death or not, please, follow your heart. By the promise you once made, I ask that you fulfill your duty one fight. Castorus, please, live as a human.
According to that alchemist, the final piece, however, he is not privy to the past, and the past? I saw the twins of death in Kefali's memory, and now I am certain that I was one of them. The trial of the Hand of Shadow demanded taking the life of your family. I died during that trial, falling before the gate to the new world. And my sister, whom I never met, became the Titan Thanatos of this cycle.
What the... what?
The trial of the Hand of Shadow demanded taking the life of your family. I died during that trial, falling before the gate to the new world. And my sister, whom I never met, became the Titan Thanatos of this cycle.
Okay. So her sister is the Death Titan. Well, that's gonna be hard.
She was consumed with regret over my death, so she used the Titan's authority to reforge my soul. Yet, it also means she has never revealed herself to anyone, hidden away from the entire world.
Castris died, right? Yeah, she died during that trial of Death Titan.
That's because the Titan she became already fell at the start of everything. They died for me, and now lie in slumber in the River of Souls.
I'm feeling kinda lost.
The trial of the Hand of Shadow demanded taking the life of your family. I died during that trial, falling before the gate to the new world. And my sister, whom I never met, became the Titan. She was consumed with regret over my death, so she used the Titan's authority to reforge my soul. Yet, it also means she has never revealed herself to anyone, hidden away from the entire world.
So the Death Titan can also reforge. So, Death Titan's authority.
That's because the Titan she became already fell at the start of everything. They died for me, and now lie in slumber in the River of Souls.
You mean... Pollux?
That's right. The River of Souls is no material river. It cannot be blocked by ordinary means. Only a divine corpse can prevent the dead from reaching the next world. And that's why... We have to awaken Pollux from death before we can retrieve the core flame of death.
Okay, so Pollux is dead and we need to revive Pollux? Awaken from death. Okay. Okay, so to get the core flame we need to awaken Pollux from death.
We have to reforge its body with the power of alchemy.
But Cass, if that alchemist speaks the truth, does that mean you're also part of the dragon body?
Wait, so... what?
According to those departed spirits, I was indeed born as the dragon's twin.
So she is a part of it.
But before we talk about that, have you heard the sighs?
You sighed many times on the way.
No, not from me. The sounds that come from the memories when we were...
Ah, I heard them too.
I think it's probably the sign of Pollux's wish being fulfilled. They must have realized how heavy a price they'd need to pay when they used their divine authority to resurrect a dead woman. That's why they exerted every ounce of their strength to send me to Styxia, a city that called for death, a land where none is hostile to death. They must have realized how heavy a price they'd need to pay when they used their divine authority to resurrect a dead woman. That's why they exerted every ounce of their strength to send me to Styxia, a city that called for death, a land where none is hostile to death. They never saw their wish fulfilled and fell so prematurely, all because they wanted to give me a new life. Pollux must really want to know how their sister has been after giving their all to save her. That wish is the reason Pollux's soul still lingers in the mortal realm even after their fall, quietly watching and documenting every detail of their sister's life. They never saw their wish fulfilled and fell so prematurely, all because they wanted to give me a new life. Pollux must really want to know how their sister has been after giving their all to save her.
Ah! So instead of picking up objects on...
We were instead showing things to a strand of yearning that lingers here. Now, we must weave these yearnings together and restore them into Pollux's complete...
But all of this is just a hypothesis, right? What if we go through with the ritual and it turns out totally different?
That's fine. As Professor Anaxa often reminds us, such is the nature of alchemy. The true outcome can only be known once the process is Now, the puzzle of Pollux's yearnings is nearly complete. I shall reveal what they have been yearning to know in the alchemical matrix. I will show them my whole life since I left Styxia. Lady Trianne has already drawn a picture of my entire life, and it is now in my... Then, let the ritual begin. And now, the objective is complete. Such is what Professor Anaxa always says after preparing for an Pollux. I shall lift you from the river of souls and reforge your soul. Perhaps you will be disturbed by this, and your body, but if even the slightest trace of your soul remains, the soul that once ferried me to this side of the shore, then please, look at me. I wish to thank you in person. I have obtained everything you sacrificed your divinity for. Lady Almanette.
Did she recognize you? Oh, she must be the first soul we—
I'm afraid she is just another spirit trapped here, like the rest of them. The only difference is that I was there when she died. Please, go on. I'm listening. Are you about to tell the story of Styxia?
Yes.
There's no need to worry, Elder. Take a look around you.
The world?
I understand that you chose to remain silent about the story to protect Casterus, the girl who coexists with death, but you no longer need to hide that story. I can assure you—
Oh, well... And the Styxia, the pearl of the ocean, plagued by unwarranted calamity and ravaged by death in the fairy tale. It was the first from where you stand now.
Indeed. I cannot imagine that those from the era Chrysia, blessed with eternal life—
I have pondered the same question.
Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. That's how— but I still can't take that as the final answer. Would a world without journeys and epics be worse off?
I take it the one who— however, did—
Please enlighten me, Lady Almanette. Though I have already made up my mind on how to handle the authority, your words might truly guide me toward the path forward.
You and I are neither warriors nor generals. But what if I reframe it like this? What if love is not a trait bestowed upon mortals by Nestia, but a blessing?
Love.
No one ever invented the word cherish in the era when life was eternal. For all the good things in the world can be revisited endlessly. The so-called era Chrysia was an age devoid of both virtue and sin. People did not truly live. They simply existed. Perhaps the people of Styxia chose to embrace death not out of fascination with its cruel but instead became fixated and obsessed with the impulses and desires.
Therefore, death is not a thing of fear and—
That's right, Casterus. It is the reason we shed tears. If you truly intend to deprive the world of death, then be prepared to witness it return.
I understand. Our limited lifespan shapes all that we know and love. Not even the Death Titan has the right to take that away from humankind again. Nestia's love was the chrysalis of Gold's first blessing, but it most likely wasn't understood by mankind. We only learned to interpret this wonderful gift after Thanatos' arrival. If the world was bereft of death, then the Queen of Styxia wouldn't have played midwife in delivering me into this world. You wouldn't have welcomed me into Idonia, and Aglaya would never have invited me. Nestia's love was the chrysalis of Gold's first blessing, but it most likely wasn't understood by mankind. We only learned to interpret this wonderful gift after Thanatos' arrival. If the world was bereft of death, then the Queen of Styxia wouldn't have played midwife in delivering me into this world. You wouldn't have welcomed me into Idonia, and Aglaya would never have invited me to join the Flame Chase journey. None of these stories would ever have happened. Me to join the Flame Chase journey. And I would never have lived, let alone found happiness. Thank you, Mother. I will use all the love I've experienced in this long life to complete my teacher, Anaxagoras. Grant me the wisdom of all things. I call upon thee, the stripped dead dragon's corpse. Rises from the earth, falls from the sky. As above, so below. This is the greatest power of all powers. Unstoppable in this world. The great work that commands all death. I shall grant you embrace. All things are as one. Every petal in life's garden, all will be swept away by the wind. Some value, I suppose.
Life's like a good book, friend. Indulge yourselves!
Who's here? Embrace a new life. And I know you're anxious. Shh. Don't be afraid. There's no more need to weep in grief. I will grant you peace. Yes, it's me. I'm back.
In the mood for another justice tape?
Stay away. Be careful. They may be moving by instinct, but there is fury welling up within them. May death protect us! Please, don't turn back to the nether realm. Oh, death. Sleep in peace.
That's her sister.
I'm sorry I have to wake you up from ancient death. And I know you're anxious. Shh. Don't be afraid. Do you remember me? I'm the girl you once carried across the Sea of Souls. I'm sorry I wasn't able to remember you, but with the help of many people, I was finally able to pick up the... I'm back, Pollux. I know this might not be what you wanted, but I have to do this. So please, carry me across the Sea of Souls again and return me to the Netherrealm, just like you did in the past. Please take me to where the core flame of death rests. I'll be going now.
Let's go.
They may look scary, but as long
What's happening?
What's wrong?
I'm done for.
Are you...
What's wrong with her?
Her time is almost up. If I don't go now, I'm afraid her soul will return to Thanatos' embrace before me.
What? Oh no! Is there anything we can...
Don't worry. I promised I would ask Thanatos for the Trailblazers' right to roam the Earth again. Mem, stay here and keep a close watch until I...
Alright. Go on, Cass. Make sure not to leave yourself with any regret. That's not funny!
It's a deal then. Please. Wait for me.
After all that, you still ended up back here.
So the legends were true.
Yes.
No, that's her sister.
Just like the flower fields we tended to back then.
Polixia.
Is that you?
Do you?
I don't have the memories from that time, but I've seen you before during an experiment.
I see. Call me Thanatos, then. It'll be easier. However, since you recognize the name, you...
Yes. I'm here to reforge the order of life and death in Amphorius.
You know, my sister was a sympathetic, but rather sensitive person. Whenever she didn't want to say what was on her mind, she would
Just like what you. Can you tell me about what did you do, Alexia? Where should I be? A long, long time ago, there were a pair of like-minded twins. As foretold in the prophecy, they were chosen to be successors to the god of death. But fate was cruel. The price of attaining divinity was to take the life of a family member with our own hands. That trial was indeed recorded in that memory. Then you should already know that my sister voluntarily gave up her own life so that I could ascend as the demigod of death. But I couldn't accept that. Why did we have to kill each other for a future she'd never see herself? That's not fair. So, while weaving the laws of the new world, I shattered the forbidden bottom line for life. I reshaped my sister's soul and took the form of the great dragon Pollux to carry her up the River of Souls and back into the mortal realm. So, but I couldn't accept that. Why did we have to kill each other? So, while weaving the laws of the new world, I shattered the forbidden bottom. I reshaped my sister's soul and took the form of the great dragon Pollux to carry her up the River of Souls and back into the mortal realm. But our fates were already decided and manifested in unexpected ways in response to my futile actions. Aging is an unbreakable law of nature laid upon humankind, created at the same time as death. When the living die, their souls will meet Thanos. If the Reaper raises their left hand, the soul is granted death and allowed to enter the Netherrealm to await reincarnation. If they raise their right hand, the soul is rejected by the Netherrealm and returned to the mortal realm to continue. That's why the Hand of Shadow can only lay down judgment and not embrace another being. If the Reaper raises their left hand, the soul is granted death and allowed to enter the Netherrealm to await reincarnation. If they raise their right hand, the soul is rejected. That's why the Hand of Shadow can only lay down judgment and not embrace another being. Yes. Death was originally a pair of hands, but they were split in twain when we reached the mortal realm, never to touch each other ever again. The half of Thanatos that represents life, the undying human who grants death. That was the curse I forced upon you. Then, what about you? As the half of Thanatos representing death, I shoulder the fate of defying death. I died the moment I entered the world of the living. From then on, my Titan also no longer existed in this world. The cycle of life and death stopped. Souls were denied their audience with death, and were left stranded within an ever-rising river of the dead. What irony. My selfish desire to save your life
gave you and the world a fate, then what was left of my reason was left behind in the Netherrealm, where I've been taking care of these flowers day after day, until there is now a sea of them, all while mulling over the subject of life, death, parting, and enduring in endless loneliness. Fate is absurd indeed. Our lives were a mirrored image of one another, like a pair of hands. Even so, we walked different paths, yet experienced the same pain. I had hoped that maybe you would. I'm sorry. I lived my life well. It didn't go to waste. As far as I'm concerned. Even though I forced the authority of granting death to humanity upon you, a total stranger. Too many responsibilities were forced upon me in the course of this long journey. I was once lost, but I realized recently that if it weren't for your blessing, I wouldn't have understood the source of these emotions, nor would I have realized my purpose. I wouldn't have made it here to reunite with my missing half. And we wouldn't be discussing our past while sharing the same view of this landscape. I wouldn't have understood the meaning of our existence. This sea of flowers blooms on dead land, because we sowed it with the seeds of our separation and watered it with our tears of loneliness. Yes, the only thing death is allowed to create are flowers that's why Thanatos cannot create living beings at will. Nor can the hand of shadow determine a person's remaining days. Because the life and death of mortals should never be dictated by another's will. Are you saying there's no point in Thanatos'? No. No single being can bear the scales of life and death on their own. Not life and death weigh equally heavy. We both know that now. You, too. We've taken quite the ridiculous journey together. I had a feeling, even back then, that we would meet again one day. Not to embrace one another after a long separation, but to come in search of retribution. Tell me the answer that's already been written. And let us draw this. It's been far too long. I've waited here for centuries, watching day after day as desperate spirits are denied by this lonely waste. I always hoped I would see you among them. But I was also afraid of seeing you. But more than I know. But don't you see, Polixia? You don't have to shoulder death's authority on your own anymore. It was always meant to be held in two hands anyway. So, let's give our core flame to her, and have her take it back to the mortal realm. Give humanity back their cycle of life and death. Our responsibility as Thanatos was never about picking out favorite souls. We were only meant to watch over life. Let's tend the field together and create a warm sea of flowers. What do you think? Yes, just you shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains and be reborn with the dead flame. As foretold by the prophecy, Thanatos' authority is only destined for only one person to wield. As our fated moment has arrived. Yes, but unlike that time, the ones undergoing the truth. Yes, as dictated by fate, complete your trial in this life. Grant me the embrace of death, and light the spark of life ablaze. You've been tempered by life and death. I know you'll be able to give this wasteland like a raven butterfly, flying swiftly into the nether realm, perching on the twig of death.
I will. After this, I will remain permanently in the Netherrealm. The River of Souls shall return here and rain down from the sky, scattering souls across the earth. The cycle of life and death will flow once again. This sea of flowers you sowed shall bear countless joyous or sorrowful...
Just one last thing.
Of course.
Please.
I promise you, when we meet in the next world, even if I have endured another reincarnation, even if we do not know each other's names, I will still hold you tightly in my arms. Just like what I did when we were born.
Casterus, you're as beautiful as a fleeting butterfly.
I will bring rest to death. And from now on, stagnant life will once again flow.
Time flies, In the blink of an eye, the 15th entry hour is already at hand. When this farce is over, your soul will be placed on the scales.
No need to ask so many times.
Then why do you drag your feet? Is your fear of crowds holding you back again?
I simply find them too noisy. Paying attention to conceited fools like them would be an...
Such harsh words.
I couldn't agree.
Oh.
I know myself better than you think I do. At the very least.
And they say men whose ends are nigh have but kind. Well, that is exactly...
Should I thank you for the...
The hour of the trial has come. Do you have an answer for...
I suppose there is no point in putting this off any longer.
You were saying that
Indeed. The demigods that bear the core flames eventually become the new titans at the world's end.
So then if this is how it's going, then Amphorius is just stuck in a never-ending loop.
Remember what happened on the Holy Mountain? Calypso, Naias. As their destined ends approached, one by one, they left this world, leaving only the twins, who are fated to succeed death. Unfortunately, while their journey is consistent with ours, you and Calypso, as well as Nikador and Naias, act as supporting evidence. I can only come up with a rough sketch for my theory of a cyclical history. For all the pains I took to reach this point, I had already lost hope of ever obtaining definitive proof. After all, the past is in the past. Proving that we are the legacies of... That is, until I met a girl named Polixia and her sister. If Castorus was truly sent from the past to the present for the Titan's self-serving reasons, then having lived through 2 cycles, and with Styxia as the pivot, she will no doubt be the link to connect all of this. If the Twins of Death can bridge 2 cycles to reunite at the shores of the Sea of Souls, then my hypothesis will no longer be just a hypothesis.
Well, that is all well and good, but how can you be so sure? If there is even this...
It matters not. The most important quality a scholar must possess is foolhardiness. If you are overly cautious, then you'll never have the gumpy sides. I, Anaxagoras, am destined to come. Let us go and teach those pathetic...
Let those Chrysos heirs who started this terrible, let them hear the voices of the...
As always, that woman knows how...
Professor Anaxa.
Everyone must cast their vote. Or this is...
Prof. Do you truly think it's wise?
Akama has stood strong under this system for 1,000 years. It stands to reason that there is purpose in its existence. But that is not what you're asking, is it? What you really want to know is Aglaya making the right decision in entrusting the fate of the world? I didn't spend all those years teaching you for nothing.
To tell the truth, I feel like I'm on my way to an So...
No, Because that question is not yours to ask in the... Is Aglaya entrusting the world to you the right decision? Don't make me laugh. That is a question that woman must answer herself. Why are you fretting about this on her behalf? Or have you been seeing your... Listen up. I'll say this only once. Flip your perspective around and ask yourself this instead. What should I do to ensure that the world doesn't stray from the correct path? You still have time, so give it some thought. Tell it to those begging for salvation.
Thank you.
That's Anaxagoras.
Who?
That'll depend on how well you perform.
Elders and citizens, Finin of Ides Elysiae, virtuous citizen.
Much obliged.
I remember him. He's the penniless lad working for.
Where's Lady Goldweaver? Why is she sending this guy to give the last speech? Is this...
Can this dude really face up?
By Kefali above, as you look upon me, I see your fear and misgivings, your apprehension about. Yet, before you contemplate something as grand as the fate of the world, I ask that you look closer.
What?
Ides Elysiae, my beloved hometown, is a village forgotten by time. It is a place with the most invigorating breeze and wheat fields that spread all the way to the sea. How I wish I could invite all of you to that paradise, far from the noise, because she and all that she nurtured, all that I loved, they have long been devoured by... I will never forget the day the black tide struck. My father, Hieronymus, fought with a broken sword to his last breath to protect his child. My mother, Galba, he was a hunter. But in the end, those arms that once drew a bow instead embraced Piso, his beloved son, as they both breathed their last. Pythias, the teacher, risked her life to save her students, but a burning beam fell. And what of Livia, her daughter? Did she make it out alive? No, she didn't. Livia, they kept saying the same thing over and over. Even up until the final moment, I finally steeled my heart and Why, Finan? Aren't we the best of friends? That is the Black Tide. A looming threat that can bring Akuma to its knees any time. Kindness, much as it pains me, I must disappoint you. While the demigod of strife has done everything in his power to hold them back, by now the name of that black-robed swordmaster, the Flame Reaper, has likely echoed throughout the city already. The roaring thunder is a message from the strife demigod.
Lies! If such a powerful enemy is indeed approaching...
Exactly! The city of Akuma shows no signs of pandemonium or chaos. And why is that? I beg you, spare a moment to think about this. No! This peace we enjoy is no gift of fate. We are able to stand here today only because the Chrysos heirs have stepped up and shielded Akuma from calamity. With her golden threads, Aglaya has preserved and The Council of Elders claims that Aglaya will one day forsake the people because her divinity is eroding her body and soul. But ask yourselves this. Rather than offering her aid and support, why do they choose to watch? And the answer that no one can bring themselves to speak of. A truth stained in blood and buried in greed, fear, and vanity. Allow me to lay it bare before. It is because the Council of Elders, which bears Akuma's history and honor, along with this citizens' assembly we once took so much pride in, are now infested with vermin.
You insolent whelp!
It is true that Aglaya has reached her limit. Why? Because she has been working tirelessly to weave the defenses of our holy city against the encroaching evil. All while these vermin are making up baseless accusations about her, and not once has she ever failed Akuma. Yet these vermin attempt to tear her apart, tarnishing her name with unfounded allegations. She may have been blessed by divinity, but Hasn't her heart always stayed true? They attempt to mislead you and reduce this assembly to a crude standoff between gods and humans, but citizens of Akama. Once more, I implore you to examine them closely. Beneath all that finery, do you see the good heart of a human or the poisonous glands of a pest? Make your judgment. Then turn your gaze to the demigods, whom so many of you regard as cold and merciless. Do you not see the light of humanity in them? And those who wear the mask of humanity? It is because the Council of Elders, which bears Akima's history and honor, along with this citizens' assembly we once took so much pride in, are now infested with vermin of humanity. Yet, no matter what your answer is, and no matter who your vote goes to, rest assured for Aglaya, Tribios, and I will remain your faithful guardians, and this vow will stay true until the end of our days. A steadfast and unwavering promise that shall
Absolutely right. The Chrysos heirs have only our...
At the present time, on the scales of Talenton, those who call for the continuation, each faction holds an equal share of vote.
As expected. This is the moment when the flame chase.
And now, it's you.
Is there anyone else who hasn't
No, you're the last.
I have long since...
Very well. Last vote.
You've done well, Finan. Given the circumstances, delivering a rousing speech to stir up emotions. Thank you all for your patience. On behalf of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany and the Skull... But before that, in the interest of fairness, Lady Goldweaver, I pose a... Will you, as Finan has promised, stand by the decision made in the Assembly, regardless of outcome?
In the interest of fairness, I make no promises, lest it should influence your decision.
Very well. I thank you for your...
What's he doing?
The stakes are high. Let's be patient.
Cut the act! Who do you think you are wasting our time?
Lord Anaxa, please.
Rule number 1. Do not call me a knight.
Just vote already. What are you waiting for?
Your vote. Cast your vote.
I cannot help but wonder, is every hardship in the world something you will exploit and use to...
How else am I supposed to make use of this situation where my body and... Oh, Circes. Or should I say Calypso? Let us journey to the Netherrealm and see how she will substantiate the answer to your question. And we need only to follow the sound of the tides.
Phew. Well done, child. Just as I foresaw.
Teacher.
What a twist of fate. A blasphemer raised in the doctrines of the Venerationists. It's like a foal kicking its mother in the belly. Respect. You cherish the truth. So, child, do not be troubled by the criticisms I have borne. Do not let those... As the Sage of the Venerationists, I am duty-bound to oppose you. But go forth, for the truth is all. Go now, child. And when you reach the end of this journey...
You have my word, sir.
May Circe safeguard your thoughts.
You are right, Empedocles. My lonely... May we meet again with the truth.
What are you waiting for?
Silence! Behold, Circes, here at the center of the world, for this place is but one step away.
Professor, I completed the proof you wanted.
Thank you, Castorus. The answer is plain as day. My vote goes to the Flame Chase Journey and nothing else! Elder Kindness, I have deciphered the truth of this world!
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. Buy carefully and to lend.
No! Like Onyxa, what have you? I hope you are prepared for the harsh punishment awaiting you. Mark my words, I will make sure.
Have you forgotten?
You put on such a grand performance.
Performance? No, you are quite mistaken. If you really understood me, Lady Kindness, you'd realize that I never had any interest in your pathetic little game of pulp, because I, and I alone...
Lady Kindness, with all the citizens here as witnesses, we should honor the spirit of democracy. I have observed that Arkham has chosen her destiny. This citizens' assembly has resolved to continue the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city.
You!
It seems not everyone is ready for the assembly to end. By your leave.
Elders and citizens, your attention, please. Stay for a moment more, if you will. Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany.
What is this performer?
Just moments ago, all of you made a decision on the fate of Amphorius. But I regret to say that I still harbor doubts about this outcome. Thus, tell me, who among you dare swear to Kephales's name that Era Nova will truly welcome the fairy tale ending that the Chrysos heirs have promised?
Nonsense!
No one? Very well. You, the one acting so wise and profound, in front of... No? Fine. Next. You, the one with...
What are you trying to do?
Useless. Your turn, then. With that smug look of...
Hey! Mind your tongue!
So, no one? I see. In that case, Finan, answer me this.
Professor, what are you doing?
Let him continue with his performance.
Will you look at that? Even Finan and Aglaya lack the courage to... And what's even more absurd is that no one but I can promise you this new world. And yet, the Assembly passed the resolution anyway. But you needn't worry, because I knew better than to trust you good-for-nothings. That is precisely why I am here today. To give you one... Now listen up and listen well. I, Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, hereby declare... everything that the Flame Chase journey promises is true! Finan of Ides Elysiae, the prophesied demigod who shall succeed Kefali, will reforge each and every one of us in the new world with his complete, intact memory.
What?
The core flame-bearing titans were the Chrysos heirs of yesterday. And the Chrysos heirs who carry the core flames today will become the titans of tomorrow. All of our souls shall endure for eternity in the miracle of the World-Bearer. And all under Kefali's protection shall step into that new world.
This is pure blasphemy!
It's impossible. What? Are you saying that we must bow down to you and worship you, even in our next life? Enough, you blasphemous imbecile! How dare you try to deceive us with all—
I told you, don't interrupt me. But since you've asked, I shall be kind and indulge you. You heard me correctly, everyone. With the tacit approval of kindness and the Council of Elders, I fused my soul with the god through alchemy, and learned the truth behind Era Nova.
What is he talking about? Isn't that pure blasphemy?
I, the vile, wretched blasphemer, deserve nothing less than death for my sins. And the Council of Elders, which granted me consent and aided in committing this atrocity.
By the gods, even kindness—
Be careful, Leopold.
I had no knowledge of his transgressions. He did that on his own. The Council of Elders bears Lord Lygus. As the esteemed Theoros, are you going to simply stand by and allow the Council of Elders to be dragged through the mud?
If the accusation is true, I will acknowledge it. If not, my conscience stands unburdened. Lady Kindness, the repercussions await those who fool the people, and punishment must be meted out on those who abandon their vows.
You...
Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver, I humbly ask that you take on the responsibility of considering the circumstances, and in accordance with Akima's Codex, as the only demigod among us, you shall write—
The honor is mine. Elders and citizens, Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has made his statement clear. As per Akima's Codex, first, Elder Kindness of Akima and Lygus the Theoros stand accused of neglecting their duties in the names of Talantan and Kefali. Akima is to form a committee before the 7th action hour to conduct an investigation and disclose the findings to the public for subsequent— Curse. Now, concerning Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, he has confessed to grave blasphemy against Kefali. In the names of Talantan and Kefali, the accused must be allowed to hear the people's voice prior to the execution, for a chance at a reduced sentence and possible pardon.
Professor.
Let him! What decision?
Enough with the hesitation, Aglaya.
Let him die!
Then, in light of O Talantan on high, may you bring death upon—
to reintroduce myself. I bore the name of Castris while walking among the mortals. And now, I stand as the demigod of death. Welcome to my realm, where the west wind ends. You're still as energetic as always. Did you know? Every flower here was planted by Thanatos themselves. These flowers were originally both lifeless and immortal, but in the first rain brought by the River of Souls, they were given, and it is my duty as the Master of Death to tend to their well-being and foster their growth in this serene, similar to the structured cycle of life and death in the mortal world. These flowers too shall wither and fade, returning to the earth and then ascending to the sky with mist and eventually, they will descend to the mortal land as gentle rain. Every soul undergoes the perpetual cycle of reincarnation. Yet, sadly, there's no time left for Emphorius to wait for when the... Now, death is the power at my fingertips. It once led the souls of the deceased here, but I shall open the gate of the netherworld and return you to the realm of the living. In exchange, please, take the core flame of death with you and complete the flame chase journey. Do not let our... Just like the other demigods, I will stay. That being said, it is not easy to guide a lost soul back to the mortal realm. The whispers of death are sweet and alluring. If your determination wavers, you will succumb. Please consider this a one-time exception. I will do everything, and for your life, the only life I can save. I am glad to hear that.
Over here!
I believe in you.
Don't go.
Lift your chin up high! Step forward with us!
That's right. Keep your eyes on the dawn.
Onward. Show me your courage.
Partner, we shall become heroes.
All of this is proof that your soul, your memories, the years you've journeyed through, and the path they So, continue onward. Do not stop moving forward, and do not let her sacrifice and the support of all who have stood by you.
Over here, friend!
Take my hand! Let's go home.
your soul is still perfectly whole. As if some kind of force is trying its best to keep it together. Is it Ornyx's final blessing? Or... it's truly... perhaps it is fate, once again fulfilling its own design. Or perhaps it is the laws from beyond. It seems that this is the riddle which cannot. The sensation of becoming a demigod is truly wondrous. It's as if the river of souls is. Do you recall that prophecy? At the end of the sea of flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, I promised you that I would do everything in my power to give it another meaning. Now, as I stand as a demigod, I can finally end it in a way that the wish I once sought, but could never grasp is now within reach. In this brand new world, every touch, every embrace we share, they will radiate with an intense warmth, sowing love. The other shore is very cold. May I borrow your warmth? One last time. Thank you for fulfilling this wish of mine. The place I'll be going to is what humans call the Land of Sorrows. But with this heartbeat and the residual heat of this embrace, I shall turn the nether realm into a gentle place of rest. This embrace may be brief, but it's the proof that I once lived. Farewell, then. May we reunite in the new world.
That grand and absurd performance was what you've been seeking your whole life?
I gave up everything in search of truth. You, on the other hand, performed as I expected. You did not hesitate.
Crave power.
Those are your words.
But what you said at the end... Did you...
I may have lost an eye, but my vision is clearer than anyone else. You've nearly exhausted your humanity.
That's true. I've long since burned to ash over the past 1,000 years. Only he is capable of unleashing a raging fire that rivals our final great enemy.
So, this is our last chance. How about we... May I resonate with your core flame?
Please do.
That's... impossible. To persist with your soul thinned to such an extent...
Just as you fight to lug your corpse onward to complete your unfinished goals, until Finan grows into his position as the prophesied leader, I must continue to lead everyone on the flame chase journey.
I've long predicted this was the case, but how ironic. We would have avoided so many misunderstandings if you and I... But casting aside our ideological differences...
Finan.
Yes. He was born to be a hero. He understands the hearts of the people. Sadly, he is a man cursed by Nestia. But by my estimates, his horribly elaborate sense of style...
Congratulations are in order. We found common ground.
When you put it that way, it makes me want to take back...
Glaya, we're back. Come welcome our great hero, reborn.
I hope he didn't hear.
It wouldn't be the first time I criticized.
I'm glad. But I don't see Castris.
It looks like she not only helped me prove my theory, but helped you fulfill your mission as well.
She might not have been able to change her fate, but she still wrote the final verse of her epic herself. Trinin, please recite the prophecy for us. Trailblazer, please surrender that scalding core flame for us. You are the only life she ever saved by her own hand in her 1,000 years on this earth. I believe no one is more qualified for this noble task.
O gods who have returned, and gods who are still watching, today we bring you a soul laid the hand of shadow, Thanatos, remembered their name from the past. From daylight they came, and to their fragrant dwelling they returned. And there was one who joined hands with the Titan, a traveler risen from the dead, and reborn among mortal kind. She is the everlasting night. O Majesty of the 12 Titans, we seek your divinity. Fill our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy. Step forward, trailblazer from beyond the sky, and together with us, surrender the core flame and carve their star into the sky.
Constellation for death. For life and death to be. Look! It's... No, it's only a divine echo. I think she's here. What did she say?
That's the language of Castoris. They said, I have illuminated the cold shadow of death.
Onwards. For your path to the future is bright and its flame eternal. Do not forget.
She made... Professor. What's with that look? So, let's get this execution over with. We wouldn't want to bring shame to...
You never change. I don't understand. If your theory is correct, you'll lose all memories of your past life once you become a Titan.
Of course there's a point. Even if I forget who I am, it goes without saying, I'll find a way to retrieve memories of my past life.
I still don't really understand what you said during the assembly.
Then allow me to tell you, what exactly are we? My answer is that the Chrysos heirs are the future Titans and vice versa. So,
What are we when it comes to the very essence of the world? Our souls are tiny invisible seeds that hold records of each person's memories of the world. And
is that what new sport?
Correct. Once our physical bodies are born, we become new extensions of the world. From there, we plant our seeds into someone. Just as seeds are affected by their environment, so too will our appearances differ across memories. But the partial to destroy our very existence, one must destroy the world itself. That person is you, child of Kefali. This is what it means to be the world. So, carry everything of this world and live on. Don't disappoint those most precious, and especially, don't bring dishonor.
Anaxa, I swear to you.
That is all I have to say.
Farewell, great performer.
Are you satisfied, Honorable Titan?
Very. I hereby swear I have borne witness. Thus, I shall confer upon you. You shall transcend the peaks of purity. And...
Oh, so that's a god's prophecy. It sounds like you just Cersei's.
Well, you've already transcended the peaks of purity. And you were never the type... But... I do...
I need... What is it?
As you've so boldly stated, we and the world itself live on through the... If that is the case, whose memories did the very first new...
But, since we should allow the children of humanity...
Rejoice, Cersei's. I sow the seeds of suspicion in the new world with your soul!
And now, the objective is complete. That is all.
Thankfully, she's still alive. Was March 7th also in this condition when she was first rescued by... But she still woke up naturally. Looking on... I do not have conclusive evidence. Perhaps March 7th's memories have been... Think about it, Miss Himiko. What will happen? Unfortunately, short-term memory is an entirely different concept from the inability to... But an individual who has lost their ability to... The belief of the Garden is that everything in this universe can be interpreted through memories. The past is made up of memoria, while the future is a possibility that will eventually be converted to memoria. But the present, therefore, when a person is affected by the path and loses their ability to remember, their physical form... Is Miss Himiko suspicious? In other words, now is the time for me to... That's not a problem, of course. The true reason behind my intentions is that Amphorius holds special significance. For some memo keepers, a world that can only be seen through the Garden's mirror means that memo keepers have the right to keep the world in their private collection. They might unleash their wild ambition. I chose to remain quiet before because I did not want to... You can be even bolder with your guesses. The people that I'm talking about, they aren't just individuals. I cannot be certain, but at the very least, they're capable of... You can be even bolder with your guesses. The people that I'm talking about, they aren't just individuals. They are an organization that has already attached itself to the pinky finger of Fu Li. I am deeply sorry about what has happened to March 7th, but the deal that I propose still remains a fair one. M4, Miss Himiko, the wisest choice right now is for us to continue... Let me take back a part of what I said just now, Miss Himiko. Although we indeed struck a deal, it seems like I have involved you in some unforeseen danger. It's Fu Li. Their gaze has just swept across Amphorius.
Oh, how interesting. I never expected a mere memo snatcher to be actually hiding. What's even more interesting is that the word Amphorius has...
This lady seems to be having fun.
It's,
What are you two whispering about? Has it not occurred to you...
Please pardon me, Madam Hurt.
The ones who need help are the Astral Express. You will have to put up with my methods, even if... Let's get back to the topic. By using the fourth mirror, I rummaged through the brain of... Not only does this person know of Amphorius, but there are also many... I searched through her consciousness and found the following terms. The Eternal Land, the Rejected Land, and the Private...
It seems like Miss...
Since I'm not able to find any useful clues from the outside...
You're planning to head to M4?
Yes, but not in the flesh like you all. See these Herda mirrors? With them, I can project my data spirit entity to any corner of the cosmos through... But of course, these corners of the cosmos must be within the coverage zone of inter-astral peace communication.
I see.
Although that star zone is not within the network of the IPC, the Express itself can serve as a signal station. Come, then, sit back and enjoy. All right, now that everything is ready, mirrors, get to work. First mirror, as you command, the preparations are complete. Second mirror, prepare for the thought refraction. There's still some distance. This time, raise the power to the... Oh, okay. Third mirror, you're in charge of generating the... I'm... What kind of a... Good question. Forget it. Just use my own appearance. Preparation of the data spirit thought refraction at max... Excellent.
Have a safe trip, Madam Herta.
May your journey yield good results.
Coordinates input complete. Preparing to act. Spatial warp countdown. Warp activated.
Oh! So that's... Second mirror. Prepare for thought ref...
Alright! Please, read the same...
Can't you hurry up?
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't expect it to be so turbulent. I should have asked the second mirror to use slightly less power. What a magnet. Let's see. Perhaps... What's this? Oh, I finally found... How esteemed must you be for the great Herda to come out personally? When we What's this? Oh, it moves? It's either a projection or a fake. There doesn't seem to be much...
My deepest apologies, esteemed lady.
Who's there?
Your visit, although not part of my calculations, is a pleasant surprise. It's a pity that
Are you not going to answer my...
I have many identities, and I'm going to have even like Curtis.
All right, Lygus. But you can't possibly think...
Regrettably, I do not have the... However, standards are always flexible, while not violating the ultimate agreement. Now, please, kindly turn back. Amphorius is not a world that you should be involved with.
You seem to understand me very well. Then you should know...
Your reaction is completely within my calculations. Despite my long years as a watcher, it seems like my assessment, but my answer remains unchanged. Madam, it is...
Let's assume for a second that I'm not so well-mannered, and that I insist. How do you plan to dispel this?
Within the scope of the ultimate agreement, there are 178 balls. After filtering through them, I have determined that I only require...
Oh?
First, for reasons that cannot be disclosed, Amphorius is a completely...
That's not a good argument.
Second, if your plan is, as you've alluded to previously, just like you, I have basked in the gaze of the erudition. I stake my honor and assure you that in the worst case scenario...
Oh? No wonder I couldn't find a back door. When I did a scan of our surroundings, the safety protocols on you are comparable to Screwy.
I assume that you still wish...
Of course.
Third, even if you exhaust all, you will surely give up once you understand the consequences of your actions. After all, throughout your long life...
What a brazen robot. You'd think that, but since you put it that way, why don't you tell me what the...
It concerns the third path that is entangled with Amphorius. A path that be destruction. So, if you will break the shackles of a Lord Ravager, and when that happens, their fury will engulf...